Well, the Winter Olympics are around the corner. Athletes are fine-tuning their preparation and getting ready to go for gold. But injuries can be common. To find out how Team Canada's gold medal hopefuls are doing, we're joined by Chief Medical Officer Dr. Bob McCormick from Sochi, Russia. Dr. McCormick, welcome. I wanted to first ask you about a couple of snowboarders, Maëlle Ricker and Mark McMorris, who have both had serious injuries. Let's start with Maëlle Ricker. She broke her wrist. Is she going to be ready for Sochi?
The plan is that she's going to be able to compete. It was actually, she broke both bones in her forearm and had an operation to put the bones back together and hold it with plates and screws. And so she's already started her rehab program, even though the injury was just a few days ago.
Okay, let's talk about Mark McMorris, who broke a rib, as I understand it. Is he going to be ready for Sochi?
He's been back on snow and was practicing today. So, yes, our expectation is that he's going to be vying for a medal when the games start.
And a freestyle skier, Kaya Turski, how is she doing?
She won the X Games gold medal it was a week or 10 days ago, so she's shown that she's on top of her games. And it's amazing how all of these athletes come back so quickly from injuries that put us mere mortals on the shelf for a much longer period of time.
And Kaya Turski, as I understand it, had a repaired knee for a torn ligament. I wanted to ask you, Dr. McCormick, are there ever instances where you have to sit down with an athlete and say, you know what, for you to compete at this stage, given your injuries, is too much and too dangerous? You could just hurt yourself even more.
When you're trying to compete at the highest level, even training is risky. So there's always inherent risks with every sport. And when somebody's injured and they're trying to return, you have to discuss with them the risks of returning at each stage. And most of the time that ends up being an informed decision by the athlete of the level of risk that they're willing to assume.
But there are instances, presumably, where you have to tell the athlete that it's too much to compete.
Yes, that does occur, and it's a challenge, because if you think about it, the Olympics come once every 4 years. These athletes have taken 8 to 12 years usually to get to that level. It's often a once-in-a-lifetime shot, so it's a very, very challenging situation.
Dr. McCormick, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to help.